We've been talking a lot about politicians on the way down all morning. Let's speak to one who's done it deliberately. Former Cabinet Minister David Davis. We spoke to him on Friday. He was about to abseil down the Liverpool's football stadium at Anfield. So we thought we'd check in to make sure he survived. Morning, David.
Good morning. Yeah, it was all fine. I enjoyed listening to you talking about Dan Porter and Robert Jackson. Robert was, I think, one of the few Fellows of All Souls in the House of Commons. Him and William Waldegrave and possibly John Redwood. I can't remember the last one.
Do you think defections make any difference, David?
Sorry?
Do you think defections make any difference?
None at all. I mean, Robert was he preceded me as a minister, so they went down market when I came in after him. And not at all. I mean, Robert was very clever, very decent, very nice man, but had no political judgment at all. So it made no difference at all. And the trend was the other way.
Let's talk about how you got on Saturday when you did your abseil.
It was fine.
You got all right. You survived. You were in one piece.
Sunday, yeah. I mean, it was. Firstly, it felt like the first day of spring, despite the sort of chill wind off the Irish Sea. It was sunny. I mean, when I left York, it was bucketing down with rain. I thought, oh Christ, it's not going to be very pleasant. Sort of trying to handle a rope with cold, wet hands. But no, it's fine. I mean, I had a group of the parents of SYNGAP-1 children also doing it, so I was probably the least nervous. As you know, I've done it before. In fact, it's quite funny. Thinking back to what you asked me last week, you said what was the worst case. I had forgotten actually the very first time I'd abseil, which was with the regiment, and it was part of the test. And I got to the top of the cliff, and I thought, oh, I've seen this on television before. I know how to do this. So I sort of threw myself backwards off the top of the cliff, and I forgot there was a safety rope, and I snapped the end of the safety rope and smacked straight into the cliff. Knuckles, nose, knees all hit the cliff at the same time, and I was covered in blood when I got to the bottom. I wasn't hurt, but I just got the cuts in those parts of the body that everybody else hated me for weeks afterwards because I terrified the life out of me. But that didn't happen yesterday, and I've raised, complete with direct donations as well. I've personally raised like about £25,000, something like that, which was terrific.
Congratulations! This is for the charity SYNGAP-1.
SYNGAP-1, which is a genetic disease, and children with it can't speak. Or very little. I mean, Chloe is 10 years old and she can say yes and no. Basically.
Who's your granddaughter?
Yeah, that's right. And there was many of them there actually watching. I mean, which was lovely. And it's because there's not much funding for research, which is, at least in theory, a disease that only applies to a few hundred kids. In practice, it's because it's not detected, because it requires. So it's tens of thousands of kids, but anyway, we've raised that money, and we'll carry on. We'll keep doing it. I've never ceased to be amazed by the generosity of British people. I mean, I worried a bit. Oh Christ, we're going to coincide with the marathon when there's about 5,000 sort of would-be projects going on, but we got through that, and it's looking pretty good. We're doing very well. I mean, we had one of the researchers down also come to see what's going on, and she was very pleased too. It's good progress, and if people want to add anything to it, it's on GoFundMe. It's SYNGAP-1, SYNGAP-1. But it was a great thing to do. It's pleasing to do. We do in politics. We do lots of things which are obviously for other people. That's our job. But it's quite nice sometimes just to have a particular project where you can see the benefits.
Oh, very good, very good. And while I've got you, David, as it's Monday, obviously this is being described as Rishi Sunak's worst week yet. What do you say to people who...
That's only happened 50 times a year.
What do you say to your colleagues who think that when the local election results come out, that will be the moment to move against him?
Oh, grow up is what I think. Basically, I've lived through much worse. I mean, 86 was terrible. 91 was terrible. You go through these things. Even 2010, when Ed, went into government, we didn't know we didn't necessarily know we were going to win. It was a toss of a coin. So predicting these things is daft. And the typical thing I get on the doorstep or in the street, frankly, or on the train yesterday coming back from Liverpool was, when are you guys going to get your act together? And they're not fretting about immigration. They're not fretting about any individual policy. They're fretting about the fact that people are fighting each other, and that's not a good look for a government. And my comments to the likes of Braverman and Jenrick and others is, look, start to join the team, because any political party is a broad spectrum. If it's not a broad spectrum, it doesn't get elected, And Robert Jenrick today saying, oh, we've got to have tens of thousands, limits of tens of thousands on immigration. What was his last job? Can you remind me? Was he
He was the immigration minister.
What was he doing then? So I think, I'm afraid my response is grow up.
David Davis, good to speak to you, and well done for making it back down to earth safely. David Davis there on his abseiling.